Rangers journalist.
Hello and welcome to the Rangers Journal. My name is Kai Watson and today we're going to talk about the situation at Bordeaux. Can obviously really sympathise with what's going on there considering what happened to us in the past with our financial difficulties ended up getting us put down to the third division. So this time it looks like Bordeaux have been put down to the National League, but it also means that they've taken away their professional status. This was announced yesterday, and the reason this is such big news, obviously they've been a professional club for a very long time, massive team in France, kind of known worldwide, but it also means that all their players' contracts are going to have to be terminated because they'd signed professional deals. Lack of professional status means they can't hand out professional contracts, so those players are going to be available for free, and they also need to sell their training ground as well. It's a really, really horrible situation, something that had been kind of rumoured for the last couple of years. It was spoke about when they got relegated from League One that if they didn't get promoted straight away, they'd kind of really struggle financially, and that's in the second season they've failed to do that. So obviously now it's came out that they can't financially afford to kind of be kept afloat. They file for bankruptcy. That's put them down to the National League. That stripped them of their professional status, and they're now in a really horrible situation where they're going to have to lose all their players and kind of start again, probably building from a youth setup. And again, like I say, really sympathise with the situation that we went through similar things, but again, this is football. Some might see this video as being maybe a bit insensitive, but again, like I say, I sympathise with the Bordeaux fans. But the state our squad is in, I've looked at their squad, and I think there's three players that could definitely be really good options, especially on free transfers. And again, like I say, it's football, it's a business, it's cruel, but this is the type of thing that happens. And again, like I say, with the state our squad's in currently, we can't turn down players of quality available for free. So I'm going to look at three players I think could add something to the Rangers squad this summer. Let's get started. The first player we're going to look at is a number six and a Ukrainian international. So Danilo Ignatenko, 27-year-old Ukrainian, 6'2", is obviously at Bordeaux. Transfer market having valued at 1.25 million. But he'd obviously be available for a free after his contract being ripped up. Looking at his key stats from last season, so 30 appearances, 28 from the start, 1 goal, 1 assist, 86.4% pass accuracy, 69.1% long ball accuracy, 60.3% tackles, 1 per 90, 1.81 interceptions per 90, 6.81 recoveries per 90, 55.6% duels won, 66.7% aerial duels won. You can see those numbers, he's an absolute monster in front of the defence. Look at those percentiles as well, 97% for touches, 97% for aerial duels won, and 99% for defensive actions. One of the best defensive midfielders in League Two. Obviously, you can translate that into the Scottish game. It's potentially kind of the same standard when you look outside the big clubs. I think it's a league that Rangers and Celtic would obviously walk, but there's some big teams down there, so I don't think it would be as easy for the rest of the league. But again, like I say, Ukrainian international. He's previously played for Ferencvaros and Dnipro as well. He's been at Bordeaux for 3 seasons now. Played the first one in League One and then the last 2 seasons in League Two. A quality player, just really solid defensively. He's good on the ball as well. Keeps the ball moving, keeps it simple. Just the type of leader we need there. He's been captain for Bordeaux at times as well. We need a leader on the pitch in the middle of the park. He's experienced. He's very good defensively. Like I say, he's good on the ball, keeps the ball moving, keeps it simple. He's just exactly what we're lacking, and especially on a free transfer, someone with that level of experience, international experience as well. I do think it's a no-brainer. Like I say, maybe not paying the fee when it was there for a 27-year-old, but the fact he's available for a free to bring experience and steel to the midfield, no-brainer for me. Next player I'm going to look at is an even bigger no-brainer in my opinion. So looking at Pedro Diaz, 26-year-old Spaniards, 5'11", again obviously at Bordeaux, transfer market having valued at 2.1 million, again available on a free because his contract's going to be ripped up. So 38 appearances last season, 33 from the start, 7 goals and 4 assists, 87% pass accuracy, 65.8% long ball accuracy, 1.49 chances created per 90, 40% dribble success, throw 1.31 times per 90, 1.22 interceptions per 90, 7.44 recoveries per 90. That recovery number is incredible. Again, just move over to his percentiles as well. 97% for touches, 85% for shot attempts, 88% for goals, and 78% for chances created. A really good creative midfielder, a really good solid attacking eight, a player that will carry the ball forward, that's capable of creating chances for others, he's capable of scoring goals. Again, it's what kind of Mohamed Diamande provided at the end of last season. He obviously got 2 goals in 2 games. really impressive, and then it kind of slowed down from there as he seemed to fall back into a more defensive role. But I think having someone like Pedro Diaz sitting there would let Diamande move further forward. Even if you didn't want to move Diamande further forward, you could have Pedro Diaz in that position. He's more than capable of playing as a 10. Like I say, he's played more as an attacking 8 than a 10, but you can see those creative numbers here. You can see the goals he gets. He's definitely capable of filling in behind the striker. Previously been at Sporting Gijón before, so he spent all his career pretty much in Liga 2, and then obviously took the step to Bordeaux last season, which was his first season in France. So to be able to adapt kind of that quickly to French football and that change and get those numbers is really impressive. He's just technically a very good footballer, really pleasing on the eye, takes the ball in well, can cope with pressure, can beat players, can obviously open up defences with not just his dribbling, but with the passing as well. Again, I think he's a player that they would have got a lot of money for. They're probably demanding a lot of money to help the financial situation for him. The fact that it's got so bad that they've obviously had to file for bankruptcy and now the players' contracts are getting terminated. There's going to be a lot of interest in Pedro Diaz. I think he potentially get a move to La Liga now. I think teams will take that risk because he's obviously been playing in League Two. He spent all of his career in Spain before that. So I think it's a chance for him to make a step up. So I think if Rangers weren't looking at the situation in Bordeaux and weren't looking at someone like Pedro Diaz, it would be a massive mistake. We're obviously looking to bolster in central midfield. We're linked to Juan Jordan and Hannibal Mejbri. So it's an area that we've been linked to players in, but when it's that level of quality, that's two loans we've been linked with. Jordan potentially with a buy option at the end of it, but when someone like Pedro Diaz is available for a free, I think we'd be fools not to explore it, and that's why I think he's a great option, just because of what he offers in terms of goals, in terms of assists, in terms of getting the team up the park, the ability to create. It's something that we don't have really as deep as that. I think there's potential for Diamande to be that player, but I'd also really like to see Mohamed Diamande be pushed further forward, and having someone like Pedro Diaz in would allow that to happen. And last player we're going to look at as a striker, and one that was actually linked to Rangers before he had to move to Bordeaux. So Zamba Potnik, 22-year-old Slovenian, 6'1", transfer market valued at 2.1 million. Again, like I said, for all the previous players, that he's going to be available for free. Looking at his key stats, 37 appearances, 25 from the start, got 10 goals and 3 assists, 240 minutes per goal, a 12% conversion rate, 75.8% pass accuracy, 0.64 chances created per 90, 35.9% duels won, and 26.7% aerial duels won. You look at those numbers, and I mean, they're not overly impressive. You look at the 12% conversion rate, 240 minutes per goal. He didn't have the best season adjusting to football in France, it's fair to say. He obviously wasn't always a regular as well. But the reason Rangers were interested in him was for his time in Slovenia. If you look back to his time at Maribor, and in the last season for them, he scored 20 goals in 30 games in the league, 3 goals in 4 games in the cup. He didn't get any goals in 4 European appearances, but that was why Rangers were interested. He was on fire for Maribor when he was in Slovenia. He's still a very good striker. He holds up the ball well. He gets in good positions. Until last season, he had been a good finisher. He's Slovenian international as well. He's got 2 goals and 10 caps. Just looking at again 95 minutes per goal in his last season at Maribor kind of shows the level. I'm not comparing the Slovenian league to the Scottish league at all. I don't really know the standard there. I've not seen much apart from watching players like the Potnik. Obviously, when we were linked last summer, I had a look at some of the footage. He's comfortable finishing on both feet. He's solid in the air inside the box. Obviously, the aerial duel numbers don't really bode that well for kind of getting flick ons and winning those duels. But when it comes to finishing inside the box, he's good with his head. Like I say, he takes it on both feet, comfortable taking shots first time, doesn't really mess about in the box. Again, like we've seen with Dessers, he's more than happy to take the first time finish. He's only 22. Again, available on a free. It's the type of player I'd look at those numbers and maybe wouldn't be willing to pay 2, 3 million or however much Bordeaux would have been looking for to get themselves out of this financial situation. But the fact he's available on a free, and if we sell Lammers, we sell Dessers, we're only left with Danilo and Igaman. If we get a first choice striker in, I don't see why we couldn't bring Potnik in as another option as well. Again, especially on a free. Played for Bordeaux, obviously a Slovenian international as well. He's got good experience at a relatively decent level. He's played in the European qualifiers for Maribor as well. Like I say, it's only just turned 22 in March as well, so he'll be 23 next season, kind of kicking on in his career. And available on a free transfer like the rest of the players in the video. I don't think you can really turn your nose up at when these players become available, especially in the situation that it's in. You wouldn't have got them for free any other way unless Bordeaux obviously went into this financial ruin. So it's a situation a lot of clubs are going to take advantage of for players throughout their whole team. These are three players in positions I think Rangers could really benefit from. So again, if there's any other players that play for Bordeaux that you like the look of, just leave their name in the comments below and let me know what you think of these players. And again, if you've enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe and have a great day.